Welcome back to the channel. All right, the last week of Raids month is starting, and at the end of this week, we're all going to get to turn in our 4 tokens. Hopefully you've got 4. If you only have 1 or 2 or 3, you can still turn them in for the 7-star crystal shards there. But the beauty, the big prize was the 4. And I literally, please, for the love of all that is, I don't know, important to you, take Mr. Sinister. In my opinion, he is by far and away the best champion in this. And yes, I mean, even over another new champion. I'm going to cover the other champions quickly and let you know, because you're going to see I've already got my Sinister. I've got him an extremely high sig. He might even be sig 200. I don't recall exactly. I will be taking another champion, so I do think they have value. But Mr. Sinister, in questing, in war, in battlegrounds, in long form, in short form, is absolutely phenomenal. We reflect this on my general tier list. He is one of the best mutants in the game and one of the best champions in the game. Yes, I am belaboring this point because I want anyone who thinks they're on the fence about this to know that while I always say, take the champion that you like, rank up the one that you enjoy. You don't probably like crappy champions. In this case, I really urge you to select Mr. Sinister unless you just know you and love one of these other champions and you will regret not taking them. He is the best, and I rarely say those sorts of things. All right, we're going to jump on to Kontuzonk, and I'm going to quickly talk about the value of those other champions in case you need to select one of them or are considering it. Just in case it wasn't crystal clear, take Sinister. Yes, even if you've got him, he would be amazing awakened. His sig is so insanely helpful and wonderful. He's great without it, but boy, does he benefit. Take Sinister. We've got Invisible Woman. In my opinion, she is default the worst champion in this because I think she's the least applicable or less likely to be helpful to you in questing in war or battlegrounds or in long form or anything like that. She's very difficult to play and often lacks the utility that is asked for in questing war or battlegrounds or from the defenders. That being said, she is capable of tremendous damage. If you're interested in seeing showcases on her, Allison Edits has a ton. And you can go and see that she is capable of tremendous damage and she is a good champion as far as that's concerned. Next, and these aren't necessarily in order, I'm going to give, for me, Invisible Woman is the default worst, but the rest all have, I think, like reasons to possibly select them. They're all good champions that can be helpful to you. And this is the one that you're going to see me select. I was really clear when like his Saga was available and saying like, dude, don't spend all that because he really wants that high sig to get tremendous damage. And then also it's really helpful to him as far as being a threat in battlegrounds where, and this is it right here, Nightcrawler's evade chance can only be lowered by tech champions. Now, that's going to mean anyone who's trying to reduce it via ability accuracy, right? Or like a slow debuff or slow passive, that's ability accuracy, okay? However, unfortunately for Nightcrawler, I do think champions like Okoye with her Ensnare are still going to be able to turn this off. I'll go and confirm that. If that's wrong, I'll either put it on the screen or it'll be in the pinned description, but I don't think that's ability accuracy. And then we have tech champions like Prowler with their Pursuit and things like that, who are just going to be able to turn this off and take him down. That being said, I do think at a high sig, he is capable of tremendous damage. He's a very good champion, very fun champion. He's even gotten some very helpful synergies over time. And you know, the mutant team building aspect is enjoyable. So I do think he's worthy, and it's who I plan to select so I can get him awakened. The next champion on the list, and again, a very good champion, is another Captain Marvel movie. I did think about taking her to get her awakened. I have her as a basic. I think I do. I don't remember how I got it, but I want Nightcrawler. If I had her, I would consider it to get her awakened. You can see while Binary Ignition is active, Captain Marvel gives Indestructible buff. 6 seconds, it's already 50% of the way there of what you would get in the SIG 200, and then this ability can be activated after a 60 to 40 second cooldown. Here's the thing, is on certain nodes and things like that, she can actually demolish a fight before it is over. The thing is that requires her to have taken a fight beforehand, and as you can see, she has the immunity to poisons of the battle realm. She removes armor in a very unique way, so that can be helpful too. And I do think the new fact that there's a 7-star Nick Fury, there's a really helpful synergy to her. So if you've like got Nick Fury and you want to use that on his side as well too, and you want to pair them up, I think this could be a bit of a tiebreaker for you if you've already got Sinister and gotten that taken care of and you're looking for a way to justify taking her over Nightcrawler or something like that. If I wasn't interested in Battlegrounds, and I kind of enjoy Nightcrawler as I do, I would very much be considering her. But I wouldn't take her just for like the kicks and giggles, and make sure she's a champion you like. I do think the Cosmic class has kind of moved on a little bit from her. But again, with that synergy and in the right scenario, she can be very, very powerful. She's actually a good counter to Onslaught. And channels like People's Champion have shown her doing tremendous damage. So again, this is a good champion. I want to be clear. Okay, and then in my opinion, technically like the second best champion, at least as far as my general tier list is concerned, those sorts of things, would actually be Ultron. Now, I would make sure you want him though if you're selecting him. Again, Sinister still just, I really want to make sure people hear that part. I know people jump around in videos and things. Sinister to me is still just heads and tails above the rest. It's part of why we created those additional tier in the tier list, was just to make sure that's obvious to people. Now, Ultron's really good, and you've seen the hesitation in me, and that's because I have a rank 3 Sig 200 Ultron. I don't remember what event it was, something like that, but I put the 6 stones in, and it is really helpful to him. Incoming, incinerate, and shock effects suffer a significantly decreased duration. Remember, Ultron has 2 heals. They occur at different thresholds. My memory serves me correct. It's at 50% and 25%. Yeah, there it is right there. So this is a champion whose health pool can go down, and then you can heal back up. So it's often more than fine. But in Battlegrounds, it's not something you're really utilizing anyway. He is capable of tremendous damage. MCoC Encyclopedia has shown that. I have shown that. But I do feel, and I mean this, like if I were to do like a stocks down video, kind of like the counterpart to my stocks up videos or more meta, he'd be a champion who's just being asked for less and less and less. We've talked about the tech where there's Stark Spider-Man who's crits so much, and the crits are so big, he's able to get around stuff that I don't think is really what Kabam had envisioned or intended. But often the tech class is being asked to not crit or have their damage be from elsewhere. And while his dot can get pretty large, he's a heavy hitter, but he's not that heavy of a hitter. And I can't encourage you to take him unless you've already got Sinister and you just really, really love Ultron. I wouldn't take him as like my first option because I think you really do want him awakened. If you're a war player and you're taking a lot of those hazard shift nodes, he is immune to bleed, poison, incinerate, and shock. But I really feel, again, just to reiterate, Sinister is by far the best option. Yes, even taking him to get him awakened, in my opinion, saves you an awakening gem. We have no idea when these gems are going to be available to us again. So I would want that surety. It's kind of like why I talk about wanting the rank up resources over the crystals. I want that surety. It's helpful to me. At least I know I've got the good thing that I want. And then as like the next step down, I do think Ultron currently is like the next best champion, but I do think he's on the back half of his time in the meta. And then you've got Captain Marvel movie and Nightcrawler for my own fun, and then also potentially benefit defensive, a little bit of offensive use too, actually, with Nightcrawler. He can do some good damage. I'm actually going to be selecting to awaken him. And then last, and not least, but last, and I guess least because we are ordering them, I would put Invisible Woman. She's just a very high skill ask, and I don't think she does too much of what you're often being asked to do in Battlegrounds, War, or in Questing, or from the new Defenders. As usual, let me know what we got right, let me know what we got wrong, and let me know, who'd you select? I actually genuinely want to know, especially if you didn't take Sinister. Thank you so much for watching. Take care.